Hey there. It's me, Eden. If you are new to the channel, then please subscribe to my channel and visit my Patreon page for early access, link in the comment, thanks. The next morning, I asked Mr. Marin if I could be excused from shooting on Friday so that I could go to LA for the day. I told him that I would be back for work on Saturday. As a favor to me, and as a professional courtesy to another movie company trying to cast a picture, he agreed to shoot around me on Friday. I called Mr. Daniels to tell him that it was all arranged, and he said that a private jet would be waiting for me at the airport at 9 a.m. The private plane got me into LAX just before 11:30 and Mr. Daniels was there to meet me. Hi, hon, how was the trip? A little bumpy over the mountains, but otherwise fine. Good. I have a limo waiting. Let's go and we can talk in the car. As we pulled out into the traffic leaving the airport, Mr. Daniels said, I think that you're going to be excited about this new movie. It's just the kind of film that the public will eat up. It's sweet, sentimental, and gut-wrenching all at the same time. I had wanted to take a couple of months off after I finish with Open Spaces. I wish that it wasn't starting until January. We can still turn them down if you want, but I think that you should do this one and then take a vacation afterwards. It's too good to pass up and they're really hot for you. The last movie has been racking up some good numbers and they want to capitalize on your current fame. Well, if the movie's that good, then maybe I can delay my vacation. Tell me a little more about the script and the other actors. We spoke about the movie project all the way to the restaurant where we were going to eat. When we arrived, I was introduced to the executive producer, Niles Fergus, the assistant producer, Samuel Booth, the director, Harris Wilkes, and the casting director, Mary Ann Peterson. My publicist, Jennifer, was also there for the meeting. We were seated at a fairly private booth in the rear of the restaurant, away from other diners. Miss Ramsey, Mr. Fergus said, thank you for interrupting the shooting on your current picture to come for this meeting. Because of our schedule, we couldn't wait until you were done shooting to meet with you. I haven't read the script yet, Mr. Fergus, but Mr. Daniels says that it's wonderful and I trust his judgment completely. Thank you, Miss Ramsey. We think that it'll be a winner. I take it that you're interested then? Yes, very interesting. The movie is going to be filmed in Georgia? Yes. We'll do the exterior work while we have the weather with us and then shoot the interior scenes in a studio in Atlanta as the weather turns colder. And you expect to be finished by Christmas? Yes, we do. If we reach an agreement and I do this film, you should know that I may need time off to do a promo tour and attend the premiere of the picture that I filmed in England this spring. I don't know the dates, but expect it could happen during your shooting schedule. How much time are we talking about? 2 weeks at the most. I have no problem with that. We all understand that such things are necessary in our business, just as you took time off from your current picture to come down today. Do you have any questions for me? Not at this moment. Let me explain a little about the story that we want to convey. Over the next hour, Mr. Fergus and Mr. Wilkes talked about the script and how they interpreted the screenplay. We were interrupted only long enough to order our food and then be served when it was ready. They were clearly very excited about the project. When they were through, we had an open discussion about the movie with Jennifer and Mr. Daniels joining in. When the discussion began to slow down, Mr. Fergus said, well, Miss Ramsey, are you interested in our project? Yes, Mr. Fergus. It sounds exciting. Then you'll accept the part? As long as the financial considerations that Mr. Daniels has presented are acceptable to you. They are. Then I'm ready to sign. Mr. Daniels said, I have the contracts right here, as he opened his briefcase. Jennifer said, wait. Let's move to a clean table so that I can get some nice pictures of the signing. 10 minutes later, with the help of 2 waiters, we had a table set up for the signing and we inked the contracts. Then the waiters brought a bottle of champagne and a bottle of sparkling water for me, and we toasted the new project. All the while, Jennifer snapped pictures of the little ceremony. Mr. Daniels took me back to the airport in the limo afterwards. Congratulations, Crystal, you've broken the 8-figure mark. The 8-figure mark? Yes. You're being paid $10 million for this new picture. 10. Yes. The Academy Award nomination pushed up your value to a movie project. Just having your name in the credits will bring people into the theater. When you win the award, your value will go up substantially again. Is that the only reason that they wanted me? The nomination? No, of course not. They want your acting ability. But the nominations and awards of their actors represent drawing power, and that translates directly into dollars at the box office. Also, Jennifer is doing a terrific job of building your name. Instant name recognition is also part of what the movie company buys. I'll give you an example. In 1999, an actress named Janet McTeer was nominated for Best Actress for her role in Tumbleweeds. Now, Janet McTeer is a fine actress who has appeared in more than a dozen movies, and probably as many television shows and plays, but if you stop 100 people on the street today and ask them who Janet McTeer is, I doubt if anyone will know for sure, because she doesn't have very much name recognition outside of the entertainment industry. On the other hand, we have somebody like Julia Roberts. Almost everyone would know her name. She's been in more than 25 movies, and just won her first Oscar for Best Actress a year ago. She gets $20 million per picture now. I thought about it for a moment. I understand, but it's getting expensive being famous. Mom and I have been house hunting. $2 million doesn't buy what it used to. I told you that your expenses were going to rise substantially as you got well known. Celebrities spend a lot of money for privacy and protection that most Americans never need. Where have you been looking? We started around Beverly Hills, but now we've expanded our area to as far away as Santa Barbara. There were a couple of possibilities, but we had to leave for Idaho before we could tour them. We'll start again when I finish with the picture. What are your requirements? I might be able to help. I sometimes hear about properties before they're listed. The seller can save as much as $1 million if they find a buyer before the realtors get involved. I listed the things we were looking for in a house, and Mr. Daniels said that he would keep his eyes open. We had reached the airport and Mr. Daniels walked me to the gate. Have a good trip back to Idaho. I'll see you in a couple of months. Okay, Mr. Daniels, but no more new movies until March. I want a couple of months off after I finish the next one. Okay. I'll only call you if I find something really exceptional. On Saturday, we shot the scenes that I had missed on Friday. I had told Mom and Carol all about the new movie that I had signed to do at dinner the evening before. Their reaction was mild interest. Their only real reaction came when I told them how much I was getting paid. Oh my God, cries. $10 million? Carol had said. Yup. Outstanding, isn't it? It's crazy. No offense, sis, but $10 million for 3 months' work? It's not so crazy. It's purely financial. And the entertainment industry isn't the only place where such things happen. Financial wheelers and dealers sometimes make that much in a single day. I'm certainly not going to complain about it. We grew up without having much. It's our turn now to live like the privileged. Let's enjoy it. Over the next month and a half we made good progress with the movie. On the 11th of August, we celebrated my 19th birthday and the caterer made me a birthday cake. We had a little celebration after dinner and everybody sang "Happy Birthday" to me. Later on, at the house, I received my presents and we had some ice cream in further celebration. I was happy that Carol had remained at the site after being offered the part, and she had made enough money to buy herself a car when she got back to California. We finished up the picture on August 16th and had a wrap party at the site that night. After celebrating for hours and saying our goodbyes to all our friends, we returned to the house and went to bed right away. We would do our packing in the morning and catch a flight in the late afternoon. I was looking forward to getting back to the condo and being able to relax for a few days. When we got back to the condo, Carol moved her things into my bedroom so that we could give her room to Mrs. McGuire. Once we found a house, she would get the room back. I intended to keep the condo so as to have a place close to the city and the studios if we wound up being a couple of hours away. I called Sharon the day after we got back to see how she and the twins were, but didn't go to see her for another day. I was tired from the grind of making the movie and I needed the time to get my batteries recharged. Sharon looked great and the babies did also. The twins were 7 months now and growing like crazy. I intended to do a little shopping in the next week to get them some more clothes. How are things, Sharon? Is Roy away again?
Yeah.
The louse. He's only been home for a total of about 20 days since the twins were born. He says that he has to make money to support us now that we have a family, but I think that he just wants to be away from the crying and taking care of the twins. I can understand it a little, but I need a break also, some days. One baby would be okay, but 2 crying at the same time gives me such a headache. I understood what she meant. I came over for a visit and then got to go home, but she was with the twins 24 hours a day. It'll get better soon. You said that they're sleeping through the night now. Yes, it's better. I'm so tired of looking at these 4 walls though. I've led a very active life, always traveling and doing exciting things. I'm not used to being cooped up for so long. I can't wait to go back to work. I exercise every day and I'm almost back in shape. As soon as the twins are 1-year-old, I'm going to get a nanny for the girls and return to work. That thought is what's keeping me going these days. I'll be off from work in January. Let me know if I can help out. Thank you, sweetheart. That's so generous of you. I can't think of anyone that I'd rather have looking after the girls while I'm working. Do you have the room though? I hadn't meant to offer myself as the nanny, but Sharon had interpreted it that way and I couldn't back out now. Besides, I could always hire someone to help out. We don't have much room in the condo, but I'm looking around for a new place, as you know. With any luck, I'll have found something by then. If you don't, you could always stay here with the kids. We'll see what happens. It's still more than 4 months away. I began visiting Sharon about every 3 days. On other days, we searched for a new house or went shopping. I also spent a couple of days doing voice work in a studio for the Moons of Cappadocia movie that was to be released in a couple of months. When I was at the condo and I went to the pool, I seemed to attract a small crowd, and although they didn't approach me, I felt uncomfortable being stared at so much when I wasn't performing, so I cut back severely on my time at the pool. The houses that we looked at just didn't seem to be what I wanted. I didn't know exactly what that was but knew that I would know it when I saw it. Some houses were perfect in some ways, but not in others. There was always something that I felt that I couldn't live with. We had steadily worked our way up in price until we were looking at houses in the $10 million range. On the Friday before Carol was to return to school, Mr. Daniels called. He wanted to tell me that he had heard of a house that might suit us. The former owner had just recently passed away in a nursing home and the executor of the will was looking to sell the estate quickly to satisfy the demands from the heirs. He gave me the name and telephone number of the executor. I called the number and spoke to Mr. Lampert. He gave me the particulars about the estate and it sounded interesting. When can we see the property, Mr. Lampert? As soon as you like. You say that you're in LA? A few miles north. Okay. It should take you about an hour to an hour and a half to get here at this time of day. The estate is right by Ventura. Let's say that we meet at the estate in 2 hours, just in case you run into traffic. Is that enough time? That's fine. We'll be there in 2 hours. Can you give me directions from the highway? As soon as I was off the phone, I hurried to tell Mom and Carol about the house and then to hurry them along so that we could leave. 20 minutes later we were driving west on the highway. We found the directions adequate and arrived at the house 20 minutes early. The gate was locked and there wasn't any sign of Mr. Lampert, so we went for a ride around the area. Most of the houses were on large pieces of property compared to the lot sizes found around LA. We hadn't even been able to see the house from the road. At the designated time, we were back at the estate. The gate was wide open now, so we drove in and followed the driveway to the house. The road rose upward gently for the first 100 feet and then leveled off as we emerged from the trees that blocked the house from the road. As soon as I saw it, I loved it. It was built like a sprawling Mexican hacienda, with stucco walls and a tile roof. As we pulled up in front of the house, a mousy, little, old man came out the front door. Extending his gnarled hand to me as we walked to the entrance, he said, "Welcome. Miss Ramsey?" "Yes." Looking at my older Subaru, he said, "You understand that the asking price for the estate is quite high?" I smiled. "Yes, I do. Don't let the age of the car throw you. It's part of the disguise to keep fans away. You're in show business?" Apparently Jennifer's press releases weren't reaching everyone. "Yes. I'm an actress." Miss Labar was in show business also. At least she was when I met her. This was her retreat from the studios and her fans in the 30s. She had it built to her specifications. As I told you on the phone, there are 8 bedrooms on the 2nd floor, plus 6 bedrooms for staff in the servants' wing. Won't you come in? We walked into the house and found ourselves in a large entrance foyer that looked like it had come out of a 1930s movie. A winding stairway led to the 2nd floor. There was a lot of dark wood used in the design of the downstairs, and all of the downstairs rooms had very high ceilings with beautiful, exposed ceiling beams. The house was enormous inside, and if it had been in Beverly Hills it would probably have been worth $20 million. There was a large, formal dining room and small ballroom, in addition to an enormous living room, den/library, family dining room, office/study, indoor pool that looked out over the backyard, and a kitchen that was half the size of our condo, with a pantry that was the size of our kitchen. Upstairs, the bedrooms were gigantic also, with enormous closets and private baths. There was also a servant's wing that extended off the kitchen. Exiting through the back door on the 1st floor, we found a large patio that could be used to entertain a party of 50 and an empty swimming pool that was easily twice the size of the large indoor pool. The outside pool was at least as large as the Olympic-size pool at the condo. There was a 5-car garage well off to the right side of the house, and a stable/barn a few hundred feet in back of the house. A buffer of trees effectively blocked the entire front of the estate from the road, but since the house was set back on a small hill, it had a magnificent view of the ocean. After viewing the entire estate, we returned to the family dining room to talk about the price. Mr. Daniels didn't mention a price, only that you were open to offers and that it was within my means. What is the price that you are asking, Mr. Lampert? The heirs have asked me to sell the property as quickly as possible, so I've set what I feel is a very fair price. $8 million? $8 million? Mom said in a loud, shocked voice. Please subscribe for the next part and visit my Patreon page for early access. Link in the comment. Thanks.